Okay, people. So, oh my gosh. Just got home from watching the new Nicolas Cage film. And it is such a relief. It is such a relief. You know what I mean? It's funny. Sometimes, you go into something and you never know what it's going to be like, but you just hope. You hope with all hope that it's going to be good, right? I think sometimes it's not just for you, but it's just like, I hope this actor, this actress gets a good one here. You know what I mean? And the unbearable weight of massive talent, people. Yo, if you were dubious about it, if there was any semblance of doubt in your mind, wash it away, because god damn it, this was a friggin' awesome film. Oh man, it was so funny, like legitimately so funny, right? The screen was laughing. And remember, this is press, right? Press can be a little stush sometimes, you know what I mean? But everyone was in stitches. Everyone was in stitches, man. And from the giddy up, I mean, I may have played a little part in it, but yo, yeah, because the scene opens, I was worried, right? Because it's subtitled. And I'm like, yo, what? What is happening here? No, don't do this to me. Right? Um, yeah, it opens up with young couple, they're watching Nicolas Cage films, right? They're watching I think it's Con Air. I think they're watching Con Air, and everything, like, it's a kidnapping. This is no spoiler, essentially, because it happens straight away. It's probably mentioned in the trailer. I don't know. I haven't watched it. But yeah, like the kidnapping, and you just see the girl get slugged in her mouth, and she drops. But it was so fucking funny. I don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. It was so funny. And that got everyone else laughing. And we were away to the races, right? That, you know what I mean? Because it was funny, but it wasn't a joke, you know what I mean? But there were just so many legitimate jokes. Now, I think on the Radio One podcast, right? I know that they say, if a film, is it four laughs, something like that, right? If a film has four laughs, that's a good sign. This had way more than four laughs. There was just these legitimate funny moments, right? That wasn't just hamming it up. They were just straight funny, man. Ah, it was great. But yeah, let's get into it. You know what I mean? So, this is directed by Tom Gormican, who co wrote with Kevin Etten. Okay. It is produced by Kevin Turan, Michael Nillen, Nicolas Cage, and Christine Burr. It's executive produced by Kevin Etten, Samson Mook, with some line production from Jason Roberts and Byron Iaconelli. Mark Isham handles the music. Nigel Bluck is the cinematography. Melissa Breverton edits the film. Casting was Jessica Kelly and Mary Verneau. And people, give those two ladies a raise, because the casting was great. The casting was exceptional. Everyone just killed it. Production design was Kevin Kavanagh. Art direction from Zuzaz Kishmati Lachner, Christoph Pater and Janice. Yes, okay. There's a lot of other people involved. Now, our cast. We have Nicolas Cage. He plays Nick Cage. Right? We have Pedro Pascal. Oh, actually, no. We will then go to Sharon Horrigan, plays Olivia, his ex-wife, and Lily Mosheen plays Addie, his daughter. We then have, we got Neil Patrick Harris as his agent Richard Fink. We got Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian himself, as Javi Gutierrez. Then there is Alexandria Mastronade as Gabrielle, his assistant. I think that would be right. We have got Paco Leon as Lucas Gutierrez. Javi's cousin. Now Katrin Vankova plays Maria, the young lady who gets socked at the very beginning, the prime minister's daughter, president's daughter. Hey, we spoke to her at the start of the year. Ellie Jane, she plays a waitress in a chateau. All right, so it was fun seeing her. Joanna Bobbin plays Cheryl. We have Tiffany Haddish as Vivian and Ike Barnaholtz as Martin, the two CIA operatives. Jacob Scipio plays Carlos. You know what? There are a few other nice little surprises. There's a few nice little surprises that I'm not going to mention, but it's definitely kind of fun when you see the peoples. Okay. Now, the gist of the film is this. Actor Nick Cage begrudgingly accepts a $1 million offer to attend the birthday of a billionaire superfan. When things take a wild turn, Nick is forced to become a version of some of his most iconic and beloved characters in order to extravate his wife and daughter from the fan whom the CIA has informed him is a notorious arms dealer. Bum, 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 bum. So yes, there you go. Now, as I said, look, people, this is fucking great. It honestly is, right? And here's the thing. There's, the plot of the film, like there's these certain things that happen that you know are gonna happen, right? But it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of what we see because they really got it right. Right? Because I think with something like this, when you're trying to be all meta, there's a thin line, right? We've seen it work and we've seen it fail miserably. So there is this thin line. And playing up on yourselves, right? Because, supposedly Cage turned down this role several times, which I understand. You know what I mean? Like, if someone gives you a script and it's like, oh, so it's based on you, but you are playing this weird version of yourself, you'd be like, what? No, I'm not doing that. And especially when a big thing of this is poking fun of those things people would be saying about you, you know? So, like, look, you go on any message board, any like just things like IMDb, Rotten Tomato, where you can review films and write comments. There's gonna be things under some of Cage's films, right? That stunk. That was terrible. His performance in there was ugh. And it's like they took that and they played all those things up because it's a weird one, right? I was talking to my friend after this, and it's like people, I think, forget how good an actor Cage is. Right? When you think of some of the films he has been in, he's been in some incredible films. You know what I mean? Some incredible films, people, right? Leaving Las Vegas, you know, like Rumblefish, right? Peggy Sue Got Married, Raising Arizona, Wild at Heart, just some really great films. And then, he like adaptation was phenomenal, right? Then you've got the other stuff like The Rock, Con Air, those ones, Lord of War, 8 millimeter, right? You have those really big films, the action ones. And then you have stuff like, oh God, the Wicker Man remake, the bees, which is just like insane, just so bad. But you're just like, okay. And I think that's the thing. There's been these bad films, right? But then you throw in stuff like Mandy, which was great, right? We had, what was the other one after Mandy? It was Frack. It was based on The Color of Outer Space. Yes. So I even voiced a character in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So Cage has made these great things. Like Drive Angry wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It's like he has had some really good fucking roles. But I think, people just remember some of the bad ones. But with this, they referenced the good stuff. They poked fun of the bad stuff. Like he's talking about a belt buckle, right? And that's the great thing. It reminded me of Ricky Gervais's TV show Extras, right? Because you had these famous people coming in, but playing up the things that people kind of found ridiculous about them, right? And I think when someone can do that, it's a great thing. And Cage they lean into it. With just other things like oh, I know you're a fast runner. How do you know I'm a fast runner? Oh, I remember the running scenes from blah blah film, right? You know what I mean? Like you could drive cars. How do you know? Because you said you did all your stunts and gone into 60 seconds, right? There was these little references thrown in, when they at the very end, when they're talking about the villa, the way they describe it is gonna make you think of another film, and it's littered with these things, but that's not the infrastructure. So if you don't get a reference or it's just gone over your head, you didn't even know it was it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that's not where the film rests its laurels. No, it's these great interactions, these moments with the characters. It's the cinematography, the camera work, knowing when to do a close up, right? When to pull away. We get these great little moments where we focus on the face, and it's very telling. Oh, very telling. Just the chemistry between Cage and Pascal is phenomenal, right? They really work well together. You know what I mean? Hey, it wouldn't surprise me if Pascal, after doing this, is like, can we get Cage a little gig on the Mandalorian? You know what I mean? Because they honestly they work so well together. There is a just this great moment on a cliff. Oh man, you will be laughing. And especially when they jump, and it's just like they jump off the cliff. And Cage is just like, oh my god, I didn't realize the cliff was so high. And you're just like, what? That's the nature of a cliff, son. But it was just, you know what I mean? It was said in such a way that just makes you laugh your ass off. Oh my gosh, it is. Oh, it's great. And then, like, so it's playing up on the Cage films, but then playing up the notion of actors, you know, being all up their own asses. You know, what I mean, thinking, oh, well, I can do anything because I'm an actor, and this gives me insight into blah, 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 blah. Right? It plays all of that up to great effect with the CIA scenes. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, no one drops the ball here. Everyone gives us incredible moments, right? And the weirdest thing as well. So it's funny. We've got these action sequences, we got chase scenes, but we also have these candid moments, right? Where talking about relationships, talking about the idea of sharing things with people, your loved one, your kids, but then like talking about it in a way of, oh, there's sharing things and then there's trying to dictate things, right? There's these nuances, right? It's just to look at relationships and what is actually quality time, right? What's the meaning of meaningful moments, right? All of these things are there and they really do hit. They really do hit, which I don't think anyone was expecting, right? When you heard this film was coming, you hoped it was going to be funny, right? You hoped it was going to be that. But at no point did you think it was going to be this sincere, caring, emotional thing, right? It's crazy. But yeah, it has that. Oh, and I'll say there's this sequence at the end which was so good because it takes you from this one moment and ingeniously flips it into something else, which then in turn flips into, and it's just like, the way they structured it, really good. And they end it on, just this really lovely little moment, right? But they don't overplay it. They don't overplay it. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a way of ending and it being mad corny or just like too forced too. But how did they get to that point? But no, the way they bring it down, oh man, yeah, it was so good. It was so good, people. The film drops on the 22nd, I believe. 22nd. You need to go watch this film. You need to go. If you like Nicolas Cage films, then you'll love this. If you like these meta comedies, then you will love this. Right? If you love things which can inject these touching moments, then you're gonna love this. People, people. The unbearable weight of massive talent is legitimately a fantastic film. And yeah, if you don't watch it, what are you doing to yourself? People, love yourself and go watch this film. All right, you will